Let's get the meeting started. On May 19, 2025, a notice of this meeting was transmitted to the Board of Education, and a copy of the notice was posted at the Education Center bulletin board. Copies were also transmitted to the Millburn Short Hills Item, the Star Ledger, the Millburn Short Hills Independent Press, and the Township Clerk. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion and a second to approve the following BOE minutes? Mr. Lawrence, Ms. Shivani. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bigman.
Yes.
Mr. Parashudin.
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes.
Ms. Longley Richards.
Yes.
Ms. Speltz.
Yes.
Ms. Shivani.
Yes.
Mr. Heinrichs.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Moving right into presentations. Dr. Diskin, will you introduce our presenters tonight?
All right. This evening, we have our team of curriculum and instruction directors here this evening regarding standardized assessments. Mr. Connolly is going to further introduce them. And following the presentation on standardized assessments, they are going to share with you, they were invited and selected to present at New Jersey School Boards last week. And so they're going to share with you a little bit about their presentation. So, Mr. Connolly?
Hello. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to present some of our NJSLA data from the spring of 2025. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms. Christy Young, Ms. Leanne Martin, and Una Abrams, Ms. Una Abrams, who's here tonight to kind of walk us through the three key areas, ELA, math, and science, and talk a little bit about how our students performed across the district K-12, and then also talk about some takeaways that they have from the data that they're going to be providing you this evening. And then Ms. Graff will come up and talk a little bit about New Jersey school boards and the presentation that the four directors presented down there. So without further ado, I'd want to introduce the team.
Good evening, everyone. So today we're going to share out the results from the spring 2025 administration of NJSLA. This is a requirement by the state to share this with the constituents of the district. In this presentation tonight, we're going to talk about the data throughout the district, our notable achievements. We'll share out specifically on ELA, math, science, and then the next steps based on the data as to what we plan on doing with it. It is based on the end of the current year. So Form A does not really tell us a tremendous amount about how students are doing to share out with parents. That is used internally so that teachers can provide instruction to students. levels than at the state. Specifically, if you look at level 4, you can see that the state does not have a great number of students hitting that level 4, where in Millburn we do. This is where we show the percentages in a graph. Just as Leanne and Una both mentioned, the light green and the dark green is what we want to add together. This is showing the students that are proficient and advanced proficient. So we have more students who are achieving levels 3 and 4 than we do at near proficiency or below proficiency. If you compare our spring 2025 and spring 2024 results, you see that our students did far better in 2025 than they did in the previous year. We also share out the information based on race and by gender, as well as by subgroup and program. And so when we unpack this data and we look at it, some of the things that we noticed is that some of our subgroups are not performing as well as others, and that's one of the things that we plan on looking into this year. And also when you look at grade level performance, we noticed that students in grade 5 and in grade 8 are not performing as well as students in grade 11. One of the things that we do want to make note of is our pathway to get to our upper level courses and why our scores in grade 8 may not look as good as some of the other grade levels. In the middle school, in grade 6, we teach physical science. In grade 7, we teach earth science. And in grade 8, we teach biological science. We do not follow a spiraled curriculum, which could potentially show an increase in student scores on the assessment. However, we want to be very specific to what works best in Millburn and be able to prepare students to take AP biology in grade 10. It is essential that we keep grade 8 looking at just biological science so that students can have biological science in 8th grade and then go on to take integrated earth science and chemistry in 9th grade, which prepares them and gives them the foundation that they need to be successful in AP biology. And one of the things that I just learned in attending the New Jersey the science convention is that the graduation requirements for science are going to be changing, where it is going to specifically articulate that students must learn earth science. And so that is something that we are already prepared for in Millburn, and we do not have to have a shift because in 9th grade our curriculum already infuses the earth science, which other districts do not have, which they will need to. So with this, some of the next steps that we are going to take as we have been unpacking the data, and both Dina Leslie and Dr. Andrea Noor are here today. They are the science supervisors at the elementary and the secondary level, and we've been looking at that data to help us understand why our scores are where they are and what we can do to improve them. We're going to continue to provide professional learning to differentiate instruction. That is the focus that we started on over the summertime and in the spring, and are continuing that throughout this year. And then to provide students with opportunities to engage with scientific questions, where recognizing that we are not spiraling the curriculum, but providing students throughout 8th grade as well as all of their other years with the opportunity to look at questions that are similar to NJSLA, which are very complex. There's multiple data sets that students need to be able to analyze per question, as well as informational text that they need to be able to read. And then with that, looking at the NJSLA adaptive field testing, which is going on in the district right now. Remember that window I had shared earlier opened on October 27th and closes on November 14th. And I do want to share that original guidance or the calendar was shared out with the community. And then what happened is that the state sent out new information letting us know that we needed to provide the opportunity for makeup testing. And then our calendar needed to shift a little bit. So that's why there was that second updated calendar that came out. And so you can see that at Deerfield in Wyoming, they started testing today. And the reason why at the elementary schools they're testing on different days is because this is based on their individual school schedules and assemblies and other events that had already been scheduled at the end of last school year. And we didn't want to disrupt that. When we test in the spring, all of the elementary schools will follow the same calendar. And testing went fantastic today at Deerfield in Wyoming, so a huge congratulations to the admin team as well as the teachers. This is a brand new testing platform that we had not yet worked with in the past. The middle school will be providing their testing to students during the week of November 10th. so that makeup testing can happen throughout that week as well as on November 14th. And at the high school, students will be taking the field test in both grade levels, and students for NJ GPA will have a field test as well, and that will take place in the beginning of November. And if you have any questions, this is where you can reach each of the supervisors as well as the directors. And we want to thank you for your attention today.
Mr. Lawrence?
Thank you. First, wonderful information. Thanks for sharing it. I had a question, go to the math. I think it was slide 29, if you want to flip to it or not. Grade 8 seemed not aligned with all the other grades. I was wondering if you could explain why. You want to get the mic?
Mo-
Slide 29, I think.
So a large population of your grade 8
Yeah.
students are taking Algebra 1 at the middle school. So a good portion of your students are actually in the next graph over Algebra 1 middle school. So students who do not take Algebra 1 are the only students who are taking the grade 8 math
I
assessment.
see. So that's what skewed a lot
Correct.
differently.
Great question.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Ms. Shivani?
Ms. Young, you referred to spiral curriculum. Just for everyone's benefit, can you talk about what that means?
Sure. So a spiral curriculum is when students learn content in all of the 3 stands or strands of science each year. So in Millburn, we teach physical science one year, earth science another year, and biological science. In a spiraled curriculum, students would engage in physical, earth, and biological science each year, where we would take certain standards, and they would be, usually they're aligned to what students are doing in math and other interdisciplinary standards to make sure that it's at the appropriate age level, but students would experience a little bit of each type of science rather than one specific content within science.
Thank you for the presentation. It's great that we're asked to present at these conferences. I think that speaks well of Millburn. I assume you talked to a lot of the other people in attendance. Anything interesting other schools are doing that we should be looking more into? And conversely, any questions about Millburn from others that you get often?
Yes, we did, and I think we're going to get into that portion of the presentation, might answer some of those questions, then we can circle back to that piece in a second. Do you want us to transition at this point? Are there any other questions on this? Okay. And here's Ms. Graff to kind of talk about some of the great work that's going on in Millburn and how they shared that with the rest of the state.
Hi, good evening. As Mr. Connolly said, the Millburn directors within the Office of C&I had the pleasure of presenting at the New Jersey School Boards Convention last week. The convention is the largest training conference for school officials in New Jersey. In order to present, you have to submit a proposal and be selected, which we were. We were very excited about this opportunity. Our presentation was titled Measuring What Matters, Celebrating Student Growth with Data. The focus of our presentation was to talk about our pathways to success for all students and how we opened up access to AP courses while still maintaining high test scores. This presentation was a culmination of years worth of work. It wasn't just something that happened overnight. We were very excited to get the chance to present this in front of lots of other school districts, lots of other board members, and we had great discussions going on in the audience. This is important to us because we believe that all students should be able to have the right tools and access at their own level and reach their highest potential, regardless of who they are. This is something that we feel very strongly about, so we were so excited to present this. So during the presentation, we discussed a timeline of our steps, which included the progression that got us to where we are today with more access to AP for students. And we couldn't have gotten this far without our awesome students and our passionate teachers. We have really dedicated educators in Millburn that do great things in and out of the classroom to try and help their students succeed at their own level. This slide shows our dedicated staff and remarkable students. When we showed this slide at the presentation, there were gasps in the audience because this is very impressive. 35 plus AP courses offered, one of the most comprehensive advanced placement programs in the nation. 65% student participation, outstanding participation rate for an open enrollment public school, 96% exam pass rate, students scoring 3 or higher on AP exams, and 63% top scores, exams earning the highest possible score of 5. This is awesome. This is all the work that we have been doing for the last few years, and I can't say enough about the work that our teachers do in the classroom. We have a lot of teachers that are sent to score the AP exams. They're trained, they train other teachers in other districts how to do this. We really have an awesome district, and the guests in the audience were a true testament to that. They all wanted to know, how are you able to accomplish this? How does this happen in your district? So it was a really great presentation to be able to share all the work we've been doing. And looking ahead, so the 25-26 school year, we are not stopping here. We are continuing expansion, looking to further expansion of AP access and offerings to underclassmen, providing more pathways to advanced learning. We're looking at the middle school placement and pathways. We're revising the middle school placement processes for accelerated levels. We changed our entire district on AI framework and how to use artificial intelligence appropriately and responsibly to support teaching and learning. And we're also looking at dual enrollment opportunities and exploring those opportunities now with Syracuse University, Seton Hall, and NJIT for the 2026-27 school year. This was what our presentation was. It was an hour-long presentation. We had school districts from all over New Jersey there, and it really led to a lot of conversations after, and they wanted to know, how did you get there? So this was a great opportunity to showcase all the hard work that everyone in the district has been doing, the teachers, the administrators, the students, and the community, because we need the community support in order to get here and to stay this way. So thank you to everyone for all of their help.
Mr. Verschuren?
Yes, thank you for that report. And, our kids do have very impressive results. These conferences are great opportunities to kind of benchmark, learn about what other districts were doing. I'm wondering if there were any presentations that you recall on grading distribution. So were there districts that are like, hey, in our district, 30% of our kids get A's, anything like that, where we can actually benchmark. The AP data is good. We can benchmark that. We're at the top. It'd be interesting to benchmark part of our grading distribution with other districts if there was any such presentation or knowledge shared.
So we were able to network with other districts. We got phone numbers of other administrators, and we are going to be continuing these conversations because there are some school districts that are in the same situation we are. Some school districts wish they were in our situation, but they're not. So we did have a lot of opportunity to network with other similar districts, which was great.
I'd also like to add, we are also part of the Consortium for New Jersey Gain, which was something that a couple of years ago instituted through reaching out to other districts. And at this point in time, the presentations that were at New Jersey school boards are primarily for school board members. And so this was more or less of a training or ideas for school board members to hear about how other districts are doing this work. So there wasn't, I would say that there was really mostly workshops about, New Jersey school boards, ethics, and things like that. So, we were the only district there really presenting on our grading showcase.
Ms. Bettina?
I think Dr. Diskin already may have answered my question. So the audience, there were no colleges or universities in this. Okay. And so the stays kind of closed within that circuit. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so just to clarify, New Jersey School Boards is primarily for school board members. We had one of our board members attend this year, but it is really an opportunity for networking, for hearing other ideas, for vendors and things that are there, but no colleges or universities really attend. No, it is not recorded. And just to be clear, no identifiable information was given.
Ms. Spells?
As Dr. Diskin mentioned, we did have one board member there this time. I had the opportunity to go, and it was incredible. There were some great workshops. I could have used about 10 people there to go visit all of the meaningful ones that they had. From ethics to negotiations, there was just a lot of information that was shared. I highly recommend, if anyone is able to go next year, to really, if it's any possibility, to try and do it. It was really incredible. Also, like they mentioned, networking with other schools. We did get to meet some people from Mr. Nixon, our future principal's old school, and got some great feedback about what a superstar he is. So it was really great to hear.
Mr. Finkelstein?
Just a quick thank you, as always, for the curriculum directors, Mr. Connolly and Dr. Diskin's work on putting the presentations together. I know just even putting all the data together, all those nice graphs we saw, that all takes time and is extra work for you guys, so we do appreciate all the effort. And obviously the accomplishments speak, like you guys said, for the whole district, the teachers and the community and the kids and everyone. So thank you guys always for all that work.
All right, anything else? Thank you so much. Moving on, Board President's Report. Nothing substantial for me, just a calendar note. We do have 3 open positions for the Board of Education. There is a candidate forum Wednesday, 7 p.m., right here in this very room, hosted by the PTOC. I do not believe that it will be live streamed, but it will be recorded, and you could watch it later. Is that correct? All right, Dr. Diskin, Superintendent Report.
Yeah, and on that note, just a reminder that we have elections coming up on November 4th, so we encourage everyone to get out and vote. Strategic planning, we've officially launched on October 15th, our strategic planning initiative, which is a collaborative process designed to shape a shared vision of our district's future. Guided by the Madison Institute, or otherwise known as TMI Education, this initiative brings together staff, students, parents, and community members to identify our shared values, our goals, and our priorities for the years ahead. On October 15th, like I said, we hosted a successful informational session, one for staff, one for community members, each marked through thoughtful dialogue, enthusiasm, and a strong sense of collective purpose. I will say that a flyer is located on the table for our next community forum session for teachers, staff, parents, and community members on Tuesday, November 18th, 6:30 to 8:30, location to be determined depending upon RSVP. We encourage you to RSVP. Terry has a QR code on here, as well as one posted on the door, and one will be sent, we located on our website. I will mention that we do have a website specifically designated for our strategic planning, and a newsletter also went out, so please be on the lookout for that. So as I said, our next focus group will be in mid-November. We will move then toward identifying core planning teams, and then surveys will be released. Again, see the QR code for information on our district website. So if you've ever wanted to share your ideas or help to shape the future, there will be multiple opportunities in many ways: forums, focus groups, surveys, and the like. So please, we hope you'll join us. I'm just going to give you a few brief stats, which in speaking with the representative today, he said that it's on the right trajectory, and he's impressed that the district has so many people participating, although he would love to see more. So they had 83 views of our strategic planning newsletter so far. We have 496 views of our strategic planning website, which I hope right now is going up as we speak. We have 137 responses for the core planning team, community 59, finance 39, leadership 67, safety 54, and teaching and learning 90. Many people signed up for multiple groups, so those numbers could include more than one person. Fireside Chat, our second superintendent fireside chat will be scheduled for Tuesday, November 11th at 9 a.m. at the Bauer Community Center. Leanne Martin, our Director of Mathematics, who you heard from earlier, and Deanne Leslie, our Supervisor of Mathematics, will lead the discussion on math pathways in the middle and high schools on the strong foundations being built at the elementary level. Space is limited, please RSVP. And the Limelight Players. This fall, the Millburn High School Limelight Players are thrilled to be performing a classic of American theater, Thornton Wilder's Our Town. The play chronicles the lives of inhabitants of Grover's Corner and encourages audience members to appreciate the biggest, smallest moments in life. Show dates are Friday, November 21st, Saturday, November 22nd, 7:30 p.m., and Sunday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. And you can buy your tickets online at mhsnj.booktix.com. And then some good news. I'm thrilled to share that we have some exciting athletic news from Millburn High School. Our girls cross-country team captured the Essex County Championship, their first county title since 2016. This incredible achievement is a result of months of hard work, determination, and teamwork. Congratulations to our talented athletes and to Coach Dilworth and Coach Schilp for their leadership and dedication to the program. I'd also like to give a shout out to Miss Holness and her 21st Century Living Skills students for bringing back the Millburn Cafe on Wheels. This wonderful program actually began before COVID when Miss Landis first started it with her students, and now under Miss Holness's leadership, it's thriving again. Each week, students alternate between running the coffee cart and creating podcasts, learning teamwork, communication, and customer service skills along the way. With the help of Mr. Smith and Mr. Nose, the students prepare everything themselves from fresh coffee and tea to homemade desserts. They take great pride in serving our school community in such a meaningful experience that builds confidence, independence, and real-life skills. I will note also on tonight's agenda, I just want to give a nice shout out to Mr. Kyle Arlington for stepping in as we had a resignation from Mr. Loughran, who had to take care of a family issue. Mr. Arlington has stepped in at no cost to the district. We are very appreciative of that, and we've been picking up wherever we can to help out. I also just want to give a quick shout out to the high school staff. Transition is never easy, but with every little bit of wave, we make sure that we can make sure we support you in what you need. So we appreciate your transition, your willingness to pivot with us, and we look forward to Mr. Nixon's arrival on or before December 15th. Staff such as our custodial staff, our security guards, our secretaries, and everyone that contributes to the overall school culture and climate. So, Mr. Arlington, thank you very much on behalf of the board and the community. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Diskin. Just to reiterate, please everyone engage with the strategic plan, even if you're just getting information and reviewing the website or sign up for the groups. It's much appreciated. Moving on to board committee reports. Ms. Shivani? Oh, I'm sorry, program is first. Mr. Finkelstein. Surprising.
Okay, the program committee meeting has met twice since the last board meeting. First meeting was Friday, October 10th at 2:30. Board members present were Andrew Finkelstein, Cynthia Longley Richards, Abby Speltz as a sub, and Ms. Bethana. Staff present, Dr. Diskin, Mr. Connolly, Ms. Young, Ms. Martin, Ms. Graff, Ms. Abrams, Ms. Alvarez, Ms. Soa. The committee discussed recent feedback about high school grading. Committee members asked questions about formative summative assessments and the correction policies. The committee then discussed level changes at the high school. The administration was working to accommodate all of the requests and navigate teacher and scheduling constraints. The committee had requested to see some additional data and reasons for the changes. The next meeting was Friday, October 17th at 2:15. Board members present were myself, Ms. Longley Richards, Ms. Shivani, Ms. Bethina. Staff present were Dr. Diskin, Mr. Connolly, Ms. Young, Ms. Martin, Ms. Graff, Ms. Abrams, Ms. Alvarez, and Ms. Soa. The curriculum directors first presented the New Jersey State Standardized Test Results presentation, which we saw tonight. The committee asked questions and made suggestions for some of the charts and graphs. The curriculum directors then presented a draft of plans for further opening AP access. The new round of access is focused on bringing underclassmen more opportunities, as well as giving juniors more options previously held for seniors. The committee asked questions and made comments. Some comments included encouraging reducing requirements and prerequisites for certain classes. This then led to a discussion of level changes. Mr. Connolly explained there were a small number of classes with requests for level changes that was being managed by the high school. The committee discussed the impacts of grading improvement on placement, as well as the test results, and asked for further review of the situation. Ms. Alvarez then led a discussion of the dual enrollment program with Seton Hall. Math and science were the focus to start the program. Finally, Dr. Diskin and Mr. Connolly presented updates on Policy 5460, or personal learning plans, and Option 2. The administration informed the committee that they had consulted with experts and Strauss Esme. Respectfully submitted, Andrew Finkelstein.
Thank you. Any questions for program? Mr. Lawrence.
Not a question, more of a comment. I really appreciate what the program committee is doing, especially with opening AP access further, lowering the requirements, and providing more opportunities for the kids throughout the district. So thank you.
Very good. Oh, Ms. Speltz.
Also more of a comment, but as you're looking at those for the older grades, I know we have the new AP World History for 9th grade, and really looking at what those requirements are and what they will be in the future, so that we have so that the kids will have a better idea of what they need to do going forward to be able to take advantage of that opportunity.
I can start on, Ms. Graff is still here, so I don't know if she wants to comment as well, or Mr. Connolly. But yeah, I mean, I think the team has all said that we started with a pilot program there, so it was a smaller group cohort to start than I think we all planned it would, or the district would plan it would eventually get to. But it did start as a 1 or 2 section pilot, 1 section pilot. Thank you, Ms. Graff. And I don't know if the conditions have been revisited, but I'll let Mr. Connolly jump in as we approach year 2 of the program.
So as we had mentioned when we rolled this out initially, we were looking at a little bit of a restricted cohort of students, and then over the summertime we actually opened that up and expanded and lessened the requirements to get in. So we had dropped it down and removed some of the barriers to fill a section. You know, we're still trying to find where that sweet spot is for students, and looking at the you know, like what that can look to grow the program to additional sections. I mean, we are ready to take on more sections, you know, in the incoming year, provided students are ready. So yes to everything.
Can I follow up, Mr. Connolly? When do you think the right timing would be to tell the parents sort of what the new set of requirements? Is that like in April? I guess these are 8th grade parents.
No, I think we actually may be ready to present some of that information in December. We're looking to do some pathway presentations and vision on each department in December. I think we're targeting the 2nd board meeting in December for some of that information. So as we roll out the expanded access and, you know, how those things layer into the already expanded pathways, that will be, you know, probably part of what that presentation is.
Good discussion. Thank you. On to finance. Mr. Lawrence?
Thank you. Board members present, the meeting occurred Tuesday, October 14th at 7 p.m. Board members present was Brian Lawrence, Chair, Abby Speltz, Asaf Farasudin, Noel Bigman, Staff President Peter Stars, and Dr. Diskin. Guest present was auditors from Nisavatia, is that how you pronounce it? All right. And company, the auditors. Attending was Kathy Mantle, Man Lee, Caitlin Orton. Also the medical insurance brokers from Brown & Brown, Justin Lane, and Beth Kelly. The facilities review included the potential field project agreement with the township to convert 189,000 feet of grass fields to synthetic turf multi-purpose fields, and add lighting for extended use is being drafted. Upcoming summer 2026 construction projects, roof inspections were performed and recommend a partial roof replacement to be completed. This will be reviewed by professionals and a bid and award completed by spring 2026. Summer 2025 projects review. Millburn High School, third-party steel inspection occurred on 10/13. Lobby first and second floor drywall installation completed. Seating scheduled arrived, installed pushed back. AV install ongoing. Auditorium completion date currently mid-December. Roof drains, access ladder, and detail work completed. Metal edge will be later due to lead times. A handler demo completed 10/14 with the new unit arriving soon. Rod Grant boiler room number 2 startup completed 10/13 and boiler room number 1 startup scheduled 10/17. Millburn Middle School project has been punch listed. Rooftop unit started scheduled for 10/20. Washington School punch list items to begin being addressed this week. Well, that's the week of when we met, October 14th. Wyoming School, Rod Grant, new boilers operational, project to be punch listed. South Mountain School, project completed and punch list items remain. Hartshorn School, media center glass wall is being scheduled for beginning of November. Finance review, auditors. Reviewed preliminary financial audit results for 25-26 school year. Discussed fund balances, reserves, and liabilities. Audit report is not finalized due to the delay of federal OMB compliance supplement. Audit report expected to be approved in November. Medical insurance, significant premium increase from the state fund of 28.6% for 2026, and further expected double-digit increases in future years. We explored alternative to state plan and discussed differences in fully funded plans, self-funded, and self-funded pooled plans. Recommended switching to the school's health insurance fund with over 140 other districts throughout New Jersey, reducing the district increases to 25.1% instead of the 28.6%. Discussing issued. Plan design and co-pays will remain the same. Resolutions. The committee reviewed and recommends the following items for approval by the full board. Bill is dated October 27, 2025. Board Secretary and Treasurer monthly financial reports for September 30th. Recommend Washington PTO donation of author and residence for $8,800. Thank you to the PTO. Recommend approval of the following use of contract allowances. AMCO boiler replacements, $1,316.20. AMCO add isolation valves, $23,607.67. AMCO new air separator check valve, $12,136.70. AMCO additional pipe supports, $3,287.33. Recommend the following payment applications. AMCO HVAC High School Auditorium, $68,699.13. Generations Services Audio Package, $181,572.18. M&M Construction Science Lab Renovation, $17,090.50. Grove Contracting Millburn High School Auditorium, $660,011. AMCO HVAC and Boilers, $257,101.36. And AMCO HVAC High School Auditorium, $67,070.21. Recommend the following purchases. Ricoh copier lease 12 machines, $7,216 a month for 60 months. Fox Fence Stream Bank Project, $79,590. Triangle Communications Security Communication Supplies of $16,256.90. RJ Cody Arena Ice Hockey Rink Rental, estimated at $25,000. Other matters discussed, new electronic timekeeping system is being implemented for the building's ground staff, and electronic use of facility software module from Instant IQ will soon be operational. The meeting ended at 9 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Any questions for finance? Ms. Bettina?
I'm just curious, the ice hockey rink rental, is that part of the purchases?
It's, yeah, the following purchases, yes, correct, should be. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Longley-Richards?
Just a question about the medical insurance increases. What is that going to look like for our teachers and staff? Is that going to be like an increase, like out of their paychecks? How do you guys anticipate that's going to happen?
Peter, do you want to handle that?
So it's dependent on the plan. We're talking about, and what we're discussing is actually trying to get out of the state employee health benefit plan. We're going to have a conversation tomorrow with the association heads to talk about that. And yeah, the bulk of any type of increase will land on the lap of the board, actually. Some of their employee contributions might go up depending on the plan that they are in.
Mr. Bigman?
Thanks, Peter. On the health, staying with the healthcare benefit increases, it was either 28%, I think you said it, Brian, or 25%. Can you explain how much we've budgeted for those type of increases for the next upcoming year?
I don't have, so the big increase will be in July of this coming year. So the rates go from January through December, and the prior Cheryl budgeted pretty good for this year, but you're talking about health benefit increases in the neighborhood of 20%, that when you compare it to a tax levy cap of 2%, math doesn't always work that way. So July 1st, and that budget will be impacted by rate increases, and that's what we're trying to do to minimize that impact.
Thank you.
Any further comments? Mr. Lawrence, we appreciate all the work you and the committee does in finance. Very important stuff. All right. Other reports. Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Connolly.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to report out on the HIB self-assessment reports. The Commissioner of Education, or the Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Education, is required by state law to grade each public school and school district's efforts to implement the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act, or the ABR. Each school is required to evaluate its implementation annually by using the self-assessment tool and submit its information and data to the NJDOE. We will provide an update on the data submitted by our schools at the next Board of Education meeting. Just a little update on grades. In alignment with our district goal number 2, as the first marking period comes to a close, the high school administration, middle school administration, supervisors, and the CNI team will examine our students' performance, both in middle school and high school. We will update the community on Q1 grades sometime around December and at January the latest. Just a note about class size enrollment at Millburn High School. As noted on tonight's agenda, the request for additional 6 periods reflects an effort to meet students' needs. Our target class size for secondary courses is 20 to 23 students. In some cases, classes may temporarily exceed this range based on factors such as grade level, subject, instructional type, and availability of support. Currently, six core classes have enrollment of 27 to 30 students. We will continue to monitor class size and best support students and staff. Just a little bit about data meetings that are taking place around the district. Over the last few weeks, our elementary and middle school data teams have been hard at work discussing screening and benchmark data. Their key focus is to analyze trends and inform instructional planning and improve student outcomes. And then just a little recap of the Professional Development Day that took place on October 13th. It was focused on AI for all. On the 13th, the district used the delayed opening for professional development focused on artificial intelligence. Sessions introduced staff to the district AI tools and the Millburn AI implementation framework, following a September 15th turnkey training for administrators, tech facilitators, and the AI teacher leads to ensure consistency across the district. Teachers participated in grade and content-specific sessions with dedicated sessions for counselors, nurses, and service providers. Staff explored practical strategies for using AI to enhance instruction. The district remains committed to expanding its collective capacity to use AI to differentiate instruction and meet the students' diverse needs. And then finally, just a little bit about Red Ribbon Week. Red Ribbon Week, the nation's oldest and largest drug prevention campaign, is observed this week, October 23rd through the 31st. The 2025 theme is Life is a Puzzle. solve it drug-free, remind students that each choice shapes a bigger picture in their lives and our shared future. The Millburn Municipal Alliance Committee, or otherwise known as MMAC, proudly sponsors Red Ribbon Week, providing engaging activities, assemblies, and themed events that promote healthy, positive choices. We thank MMAC for their continued support and commitment to our students' well-being. Respectfully submitted, John Connolly.
Thank you, Mr. Connolly. Student representatives reports. Mr. Ruddy, Mr. Torrey.
Good evening, everyone. As quarter one of the semester ends on November 5th, the students are working hard and the high school has been filled with activity. Student liaison meetings have begun to take place where Mr. Arlington met with a blue and white group consisting of around 30 students each. Their discussion topics consisted of test corrections, clubs and activities, and the benefits and challenges of the 80-minute class periods. These meetings provide students with the opportunity to share feedback on their classroom experiences. Earlier this month, we successfully conducted the PSATs for the 10th and 11th graders, and looking ahead, we'll tackle the SATs on November 8th. College representative visits are continuing in these final days of October, where students will continue to take advantage of the opportunity to ask questions and connect with admission officers. And moving on to our clubs and activities, the Key Club recently hosted Trunk or Treat, a fun community Halloween celebration. Additionally, the peer leaders held their annual retreat on Sunday, where they participated in team-building activities in preparation for upcoming leadership programs. And overall, our many Millburn High School clubs are meeting regularly and giving students the opportunity to get involved in a variety of activities and interest groups.
For athletics, to start, I would love to second what Dr. Diskin said and congratulate the girls cross-country team on winning the county championship. The boys cross-country team also had an impressive showing and placed third in that county meet. The girls volleyball team continues its winning streak and has advanced to the Essex County Tournament semifinals after defeating Bloomingfield in 3 straight sets. For soccer, the boys team has managed a 1-1 draw against West Essex in the hard-fought match the other day, and they host their final game against Bridgewater for senior night tomorrow night at 6:30. For the girls soccer team, they got a hard-fought win this past week and will finish their regular season with matches against Elizabeth and Verona. Finally, the field hockey team had 2 wins this week, defeating Mount St. Mary's and Columbia, and this extends their winning streak while they're heading into the final stretch of their season. Overall, Millburn Athletics has continued to excel across all programs and are prepared for a strong finish to the fall season. Thank you all and have a good night.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the first round of public comments. Please state your name and address for the record. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Responses to questions and comments will be posted to the district website before the next board meeting or within 10 school days.
Good evening. My name is Leah Monaco, and I am here to speak as the MEA Vice President. Danielle and I want to thank you for including us in the strategic planning conversation. We look forward to continuing this important collaboration as we work together to strengthen our schools and community. The success of our district is a true reflection of the dedication and teamwork of our entire staff. From the custodians who keep the buildings clean, security guards who keep our buildings safe, secretaries who serve as the heart of our schools and the first connection for families, and exceptional teachers and support staff who bring learning to life each day. We are also grateful for the ongoing support of our administrative team and Board of Ed, whose partnership allows our staff and students to be successful on a daily basis. As one example of the engaging learning experiences happening in our classrooms, students in 8th grade social studies recently conducted an investigation of the lost colony of Roanoke. Working collaboratively in small groups, students analyzed various theories about what may have happened to the colonists who mysteriously disappeared. Each group developed and presented a conclusion based on their findings, and students then created original stories that creatively wove historical evidence into their own interpretations of the mystery. This project reflects the deep thinking, creativity, and collaboration that our staff consistently foster across grade levels and subjects. Together, these efforts highlight the shared commitment of our educators, staff, and leaders to inspire curiosity, support one another, and ensure that every student in our district continues to learn, grow, and thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public comments? All right, moving on, board action items, instruction agenda items. May I have a motion and a second to approve items 1A through 1C? Ms. Shivani, Ms. Speltz can second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Farashudin,
Yes.
Mr. Finkelstein,
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes.
Ms. Longley Richards,
Yes.
Ms. Speltz,
Yes.
Ms. Bettina,
Yes.
Mr. Bigman,
Yes.
Ms. Shivani,
Yes.
Mr. Heinrichs.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Personnel agenda items. May I have a motion and a second to approve personnel agenda items 2A through 2D? Ms. Logan Richards, Ms. Bettina? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Finkelstein,
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes.
Ms. Longley Richards,
Yes.
Ms. Speltz,
Yes.
Ms. Bettina,
Yes.
Mr. Bigman,
Yes.
Mr. Farashudin.
Yes.
Ms. Shivani,
Yes.
Mr. Heinrichs.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Item 3, business. May I have a motion and a second to approve business agenda items 3A through 3K? Mr. Bigman, Mr. Finkelstein? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Lawrence,
Yes.
Ms. Longley Richards,
Yes.
Ms. Speltz,
Yes.
Ms. Bettina,
Yes.
Mr. Bigman,
Yes.
Mr. Farashudin,
Yes.
Mr. Finkelstein,
Yes.
Ms. Shivani,
Yes.
Mr. Heinrichs.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Item 4, special services. May I have a motion and a second to approve special services agenda items 4A and 4B? Ms. Longley Richards, Mr. Farashudin? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Longley Richards,
Yes.
Ms. Speltz,
Yes.
Ms. Bettina,
Yes.
Mr. Bigman,
Yes.
Mr. Farashudin,
Yes.
Mr. Finkelstein,
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes.
Ms. Shivani,
Yes.
Mr. Heinrichs.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Policy agenda items. May I have a motion to approve and second item 5A? Ms. Speltz, Ms. Shivani? Any discussions? Roll call, please.
Ms. Speltz,
Yes.
Ms. Bettina,
Yes.
Mr. Bigman,
Yes.
Mr. Farashudin,
Yes.
Mr. Finkelstein,
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes.
Ms. Longley Richards,
Yes.
Ms. Shivani,
Yes.
Mr. Heinrichs.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Any old business? Just one note for me, I should have mentioned up front. Mr. Lawrence mentioned the fields discussion still going on in the Finance Committee. We're also having the ad hoc group on the fields to dig deeper into the design and make sure it's what we really want is meeting this Thursday during the day, and that's in conjunction with the town. So hopefully we'll make a more detailed plan of when we can release information to the public and start having a bigger discussion after that. Ms. Shivani?
That's what. I just wanted to thank the MEA leadership for coming and sharing your feedback and your thoughts. I think it's really, really positive and helpful. Thank you.
That worked as old business. Anything else? Any new business? Second round of public comments. Same rules as first round.
Check, check.
What can I say? First of all, I want Jeffrey Feld, live in Alexander Lane, Short Hills, New Jersey. First, I want to thank you for the strategic planning to having a bubble for people that don't have children in the community, that there is a bubble for the broader community. Also, I'm very happy that you began talking about the increase of the insurance premiums that's going to affect the budget. Hopefully that'll be brought up when the auditors give their presentation. But rather than talking about percentages, I think it might help the community if we say what 25% really represents, how many millions of dollars. And I raise that because of what we're seeing in Montclair with their deficit that they just somehow no one picked up for a couple of years, and in Lakewood where they required to try to restrict their legal costs. And I know we've been focusing on programs, but I think we have to keep an eye also at the same time on our cost and our, because I think we're going to have a choice between like the field renovations and funding the increases cost of insurance and other costs. Thank you for bringing it up, starting earlier in the process for next year's budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Feld. Any other comments? All right. Any last board member comments? May I have a motion to adjourn? Ms. Longley Richards, Mr. Farrashuden, all in favor? All right, we're adjourned.